friend got, and I was like, okay, I guess it's kind of funny. I was
Okay.
Like, I'm not. It's this one. Check it out.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
legit just a mountain.
Yeah. Just like the
Bob
Rocky
Ross.
Mountains. Like if I can.
Good. Hang on. Wait. No. You have a
sweet.
camera. I spent a lot of time doing my best to set it up so we can get like
Just
a sharp
range.
angle, and then I don't even know how this one looks, but like
It looked good.
yeah, I call this the you can't see Phil camera.
And then I was going through Facebook.
Tell me more, Phil.
And a while ago, this was like a week ago or a month ago, and someone this was posted there.
Wow. So you think mountains?
Did you read the title though?
If you have any of these 292s, 292 is literally the worst. Why? No, you can't. You can't show something bad in a BuzzFeed article because you're part of the problem. You are just as bad as the thing that BuzzFeed is trying to show, but it's somehow like better. Look, I'm mad.
Hilarious.
No, we did not break in. We had another method. Travis let us in. You're also a piece of shit. So if you want to know why we started late, one, I'm sweaty. Two, there was this thing that happened. Oh, don't move too much. The camera really does not like that. Two, there was this thing that happened where I left my keys in the office, and Aeneas grabbed them to bring them to me, and then just did not give them to me. So we just didn't have keys. So luckily Travis was around. We were able to get in and start the stream, but we're
5 minutes to open the door.
Yeah, 5 minutes to open the door, and then it took like another 30 for setup, and then Phil had to let his beers chill, which took another 20. So here we are, and this is just what happened, and this is just how we are, and what we're doing now. Oh fuck, Rachel, fix it. Also change the group, the team name if you can. I'd appreciate it.
You want to do the rumpkin beer or the pumpkin beer?
Give me the rumpkin.
You know what? I'm gonna do pumpkin first.
What? It's not even. We're
out.
not even fucking close enough to Halloween where you can get festive. And you brought pumpkin beers.
Fuck off.
This is the worst fucking podcast that has ever existed, and it's because you decided we were gonna carve pumpkins this podcast.
We didn't carve pumpkins this fun.
You said, Getch, bring pumpkins, and when you saw them, you said, "Fuck you, Getch. I'm not carving any pumpkins." Since last time when you made me carve literally all of them.
Last time I didn't even carve one. You didn't bring enough for all of us.
I brought enough pumpkins for everyone to get one except for me. I sacrificed myself and my artistic integrity. I sacrificed my Matt. Tell him you get in here. You fucking tell Phil he's a piece of shit. That's right. Even Matt's fucking pissed at you, dude. Look at him. God damn it, Matt.
All these smiles.
Matt, you need to chill the fuck out. You need to calm down.
Calm the fuck down, Matt.
When was the last time you carved a pumpkin? And was Phil involved in you not being able to carve it?
Don't lie. Tell him the truth.
Tell me the truth.
Was it probably 10 years ago?
So 10 years ago, a decade.
I've known him for longer.
You know.
I've stopped him every time.
Fuck. If only Abraham Lincoln was that committed to ending the Civil War, we could have got it done in 10 years. But here we are. So what is this? Before I put this in my mouth.
It's called Pumpkin by Avery, aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels.
Pumpkin.
And it is 17.22% alcohol.
How much?
17.22.
So what?
Sorry, one more time.
17% alcohol.
172.2% alcohol.
This is a 2014 bottle. So this is a 3-year-old beer.
Oh, let me tell you, it tastes like a 3-year-old. I've tasted a lot of 3-year-old things, and
All right.
that takes
This takes the cake.
That is at the pinnacle of 3-year-old beverages. Yeah, Matt, thank you for coming again. It's nice to have you for the second time on the show. It's friendly. Yeah, I tuned in at the very beginning, and there's something weird about podcasts. There's always this initial 20-minute period. I usually prepare a joke or something to help get everyone warmed up. Like today's is gonna be really bad. I'm gonna admit something. But I tuned in during the first 10 to 15 minutes, and I just saw Brian try and get you to talk about video games. And I was like, I hope this isn't the whole podcast. And I tuned out because I was scared.
Well, I mean, they took a couple minutes to get him a name.
Yeah, apparently they just named me Gilgamesh after a while.
Gilgamesh.
So, yeah.
Why Gilgamesh?
I don't know.
Of all-
Because apparently I was the Final Fantasy summon to answer the call. To be...
They know that
I don't know.
everyone in this room knows that Gilgamesh isn't a Final Fantasy summon, right? Like, is that just a Getch? Everyone knows. I think they just thought that you were from Mesopotamia. I think they thought you were a Mesopotamian myth. Can you prove that you're not a Mesopotamian myth?
No, not really.
Fucking Gilgamesh is in the room, guys. We have a star in here with us tonight.
It's Gilgamesh X. Yeah, the X was silent. Oh, that's right.
Can you do a Godzilla roar? Gigamesh, please.
What?
Gigamesh.
Gigamesh, please.
Gigamesh.
You ever have your phone vibrate in your butt?
In your butt, like inside?
Well, I was sitting on my phone and it was like, ooh.
No, usually when I have it in my back pocket, I'm like walking, and if I'm walking, I don't feel it. What did you guys think of this beer though?
This beer, I give this beer a solid fill out of 10, because it definitely filled me up with the taste of a 3-year-old something. How would you rate this beer? How many fill drinks out of 10?
It's a pretty Phil-like beer, considering that he normally likes
It is
anything
good.
that's bourbon aged or barrel aged or something like that.
High alcohol.
But
love
Phil,
it.
I will disagree with you. I can't even taste the pumpkin.
Can
Yeah.
you taste the pumpkin?
No, I can't taste any pumpkin in that. Let me
Thank
tell
you.
you
Might
why.
just-
Because whenever I taste anything pumpkin, it only tastes like disappointment now. Because of last Halloween on the Halloween podcast, when we tried to carve pumpkins and you showed up and you were like, Getch, I ain't carving shit. You gotta do
dude.
all the work now. I brought 3 pumpkins.
And there was
one
4
for,
of us.
I know. I brought. I brought 5 pumpkins. I brought 3 pumpkins and I was like, I'll sit out, and you were like, Getch, I am not touching a fucking pumpkin. Not since what they did to me on Friday the 13th.
I wanted a carved pumpkin last year. I missed out. I'm sorry.
Oh, now you say that. Way to change your tune.
I did.
I hope you never have to deal with divorce, because you're gonna end up changing your tune so much. You're gonna be like, I slept with her, I didn't sleep with her. That's my kid. That's not my kid. Just based on like, just change your tune all the time. You know, last Halloween, Phil showed up, was carving all the pumpkins. He didn't leave a single pumpkin for anyone else to carve. I am offended, hurt, wounded even.
The pumpkins.
Yeah,
We did Overwatch pumpkins last year.
he did. It was cool.
It was alright.
Yeah, no, that was a fun little. We'll do something similar,
I
but
hope so.
we'll do squash. We'll carve us some squash. Then
Can I
just-
still carve a pumpkin?
If you bring your own pumpkin, you can
Okay.
carve a squash and a pumpkin.
Sounds
Should
good.
bring
Just
those-
You
bring
didn't
us
have to wait for the
squashes.
podcast to be over.
You
Oh,
bring
okay.
the square pumpkins from Japan.
Ooh,
I'm
grow my own in a square.
You're just gonna do like a TV set and then put a smaller pumpkin inside of it, acting out like a Christmas story or something.
Little Matryoshka doll pumpkin.
Little terrarium pumpkin going on. Little terrarium action.
Set it up
Yeah.
Christmassy, so you can just
Right.
leave it for 3 months.
Yeah. Does that not sound like a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah. How Phil Ruined Pumpkins is the ultimate October movie, and we're not going to carve eggplant. That's a terrible idea. Although eggplant is the closest you can get to meat without eating meat. IMO. I know from one particularly lengthy binge on vegetables. But yeah, so I guess to just to get us started off, has a video game done anything to you, like fucked you up in any way sexually?
That's all Matt.
Matt, tell me.
That's all
I don't
Matt.
know what you mean by fucked me up sexually.
Okay, so
hold on. This guy's already fucked up sexually.
Oh yeah.
So the video game just
just
Yeah.
poured a layer of sexual frustration syrup all over it.
Frustration is
Go
kind of
ahead,
the
man.
opposite with that, but okay.
Okay.
I don't know any specific actually fucked me up as in like
Well, like
maybe
okay,
interested in things that shouldn't be a normal thing or what?
like the
Well,
one where you
no.
beat up that girl.
listen.
Oh, that one was great. Holy shit. Oh god. Oh, I wish I could.
Do you
remember
like
what-
beating women? Is that?
No. There's this Flash game that's actually really old at this point. I don't actually remember the name of like the circle or whatever the Japanese circle that did it. But all it is you just like punching this girl's face repeatedly. And she's like, ah! And you're just like,
Wow.
it's just like, all right. couldn't
just
stop laughing at the game, so I was just like, this is hilarious.
that's the day you learn how to masturbate with your left hand. Is
No, I've never actually masturbated to that one.
Oh, yeah.
But just saying. But yeah, anyway.
so the
I just
one.
found that one really funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the old Newgrounds, like beat up a celebrity games. Like they had like you could beat up like Justin Timberlake, like the shitty celebrities of old, where like you'd fight Justin Timberlake, and they had
What's the name of that thing?
they had all those people. Are you're gonna Google search it? You're gonna
Yeah,
put on a
why not?
list of like.
So
I
did you
know.
bring this question up because you wanted to talk about a story that you had that
Well,
fucked you up?
I was just like I was thinking about my recent sexual encounters that I've had, and I also watched a playthrough of Shenmue, and I realized that Shenmue has completely destroyed my ability to have organic sexual encounters, because I keep waiting for the button, the QuickTime event.
What's Shenmue?
So Shenmue is a game about Japanese people making fun of Chinese people. You play like a dude who plays karate in China, and some dude comes and kills your dad, and you start to investigate why he's killing your dad, and it's like it came out on the Dreamcast, and it was praised for being super realistic. Beauty Teddy, the one game where you rub the screen and it simulates fingering. I feel like that's like probably like 40% of all of the like sexual flash games is like move your mouse up and down rapidly.
You need to get beyond those though. Go for like the Skyrim mods. Those are great, man.
The Skyrim like
That's
Oh,
Matt's
yeah.
favorite.
the Skyrim Tinder mod, where you swipe right, but you're just looking into a lake of water, of placid water, and the person's right next to you, and you swipe over and they just say no. Like, what are you doing? But so so particularly like for QuickTime events, I keep thinking like, oh, like if I just like I can like hear it in my head of like the like beeping sound. So in this game, there's like a really aggressive like beep 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 wonk beep 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 wonk wonk, and it's like really really violent. I'm gonna try and pull up some noises so you can put yourself in my head here, because it really is terrible. And I keep thinking about Shenmue 3 is the first thing to come up. QTEs. Here, I've got. Let's just go through a quick flash of these.
Get lost. That's it. You're history.
I can hear those noises in my head.
That's it.
The beeping noises, which is good. But then there's also the failing ones that where like I'll be like doing something in the bedroom and I'll hear I'll mess up and I can practically hear the honking noise. But the real issue is that in my head I've got this idea that if I just if I just hit these like invisible button prompts, I'll be able to get this person to like orgasm or to like experience something like beautiful, and I'm just sitting there like an idiot, like listening in my head for these noises, and it doesn't. It's like when I masturbate, I'm like, if I can't get a good like QuickTime event rhythm going, I'm not going to get anywhere, and that's been something that's like I just like has been sitting with me for my whole life, and I was like, oh shit, it's because of Shenmue. Shenmue destroyed me sexually because of QuickTime events, and that's it. That's all I've got. So that's the story. That was a big epiphany for me. I was like sitting in the bathroom and I was like, oh, like I had like a Mr. Miyagi moment where you like realized that like karate is your soul or something, but it was Shenmue, and masturbation themed. Yeah, so that's mine. I don't know if you've got like Overwatch made your dick not work or something.
Oh, I got nothing.
Nothing. God.
Nah, I'm normal.
Yeah, he doesn't look at those things.
Phil spends all of his time looking at like the most generic porn possible. Like he'll sit down, open up like an episode of like or a magazine of Playboy and look for like a blonde haired, like normal breasted woman, and that's it. Is that like your ideal like masturbation scenario? It's that, or you like just open up PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and you just sit there and like violently whack it to like
To kills.
to kills. Yeah, you're like I just gotta get close.
I pull up highlight clips, like just people.
Yeah, no,
No, I'm just kidding.
no. Why is that? No, there's someone out there that's doing it right now.
Probably.
Yeah, if you do anything like publicly, like you have to admit that probably at some point someone has looked at you and been like maybe they didn't like go like masturbate, but they were like, yeah, like I would fuck that. Well, so just as an example, me and Brian were listening to Harmontown on the way up to work one day, and Jeff Davis, who does stuff on the show, was talking about how he was on this he was a child actor on this show, and he was shirtless in a number of the scenes, and there were all these photos of him shirtless, and there was like one of the, like a hyperlink text on there that was like 14 forever, and he was like, oh, what's this website? And it was a pedophile website, and he was like, fuck, like this is too much. Those photos just exist of him. Do other photos of you on the internet? I don't know how to react to that smile. It seems like you've got a lot going on under the hood. Why?
That's just crazy to think about. Like, oh yeah, I had some pictures. You've never even thought about like guys looking at your pictures, and then all of a sudden like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
How many fucking pedophiles?
Like photos are out there of you know, of Phil. I mean, how many? I don't know. Like if your family, my family wasn't super good at taking photos. Like they didn't take a ton of photos of me when I was young. There are some out there for sure, but I don't know like to what extent. Like,
I mean, I have photos of me when I was young, but they're in like photo books.
Yeah, no one's digitized them.
They are digitized, but like on a personal computer with like no internet.
Got it. Okay.
Like it's on a hard drive somewhere. That's never been uploaded to the internet. Basically,
there's like the creepy version of Spy Kids, like some dude that like rappelled into your house at night. Like took the book and like every night for like 368 days or something, he like scanned a photo and like rappelled back up into the ceiling, and he's just like living in your attic or something.
I think I maybe have like 2 pictures of me shirtless where I was like at a pool. That's it.
Got it. Yeah, that's it though. That's 2 photos. That's there's a whole thread like who is this boy?
I don't even know where they're at. So there's good luck, pedophiles trying to find them.
Well, this is it. They're gonna see those photos. They're gonna watch this podcast.
You can break into your family's house and just steal your photos
out
of your picture books.
Well, it's only pedophiles that watch this podcast, so it's it's tough. Yeah. So they're gonna connect these dots.
It's all our audience. I mean, if they want, they could just message us directly. We'll send them to you.
Yeah. No, thank you.
We'll get Aeneas.
The old website. Naked. Yeah. No, Aeneas is all over that.
Take his shirt off and woo.
How
this
about
guy too.
How about you, Matt? Were your parents particularly good at documenting your youthful upbringing?
Yeah, but they mostly did. My dad was like really into like dark room stuff, so he always like did like the developing of the actual film. So they'd actually have to like get the film.
That's like yeah. I mean that's almost like creepier. Just because like he's alone in this dark room with all these photos of you.
God.
Like.
I mean, I guess, sure, but he did that for a lot of things, so...
Oh, God.
You're gonna, like, there's gonna be a moment where you're like, he went to an awful lot of swim meets for kids that weren't me.
I think the only thing he ever documented that, like, wasn't actually something that I was doing was, like, a bunch of Pinewood Derbies since, you know... mine happened.
Was he like a Boy Scout aficionado? Like that's the reason.
He just built the actual like electronic track.
Oh, cool.
And, like he built like the sensor that like
the cars pass over it. Yeah, so clearly a man of science. A very intelligent fellow.
Yeah.
Probably knows how to hide a child pornography ring.
Yeah, but I don't think he's interested in that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He's interested in other things, clearly.
Yeah, no, I think so.
It's always the people you least suspect.
Yeah.
Just look at Comet Pizza, which no one could have saw that one coming, which is still one of my favorite stories of this last year, was that someone brought a gun to a pizza place because they thought
Comet's Pizza?
it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Comet Pizza.
Something like that.
Yeah,
We talked about it.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the end of the podcast.
There was a lot that was going on that week, and that was one of the fun things.
I love that story so much.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So a lot of people are positively talking about the new Blade Runner movie.
I've heard good things.
So neither of you have watched the original Blade Runner.
No.
None of you
No.
have done. So what do you like? What does that movie mean to you when you hear people talk about it? Like, what are the things that people have typically said to you about that movie?
Of the original,
Yeah,
it's cyberpunk classic. It's amazing.
yeah,
It's just I've only ever heard good things from it, and usually it's only like people that I usually respect their opinion.
yeah.
Like it's just like, hey, watch Blade Runner. It's a really good movie.
No one's no one's going up to you and is in the same breath saying like, Passion of the Christ is the best movie to ever happen. So is Blade Runner.
Or like Fast and the Furious 8 is so good. Blade Runner is also amazing. It's
Did
like,
you not
no.
appreciate Fast and the Furious 8 for being the summer blockbuster that changed
even
summer
watch it, dude.
blockbuster? You didn't watch Fate of the Furious?
No,
You
because it wasn't called 8 Fast, 8 Furious. That's why. If they could have just titled every movie
Oh god.
3 Fast, 3 Furious, 4 Fast, 4 Furious, 5 Fast, 5 Furious.
60 Fast, 60 Furious. I'm waiting for that movie to turn into a movie about dieting, and it's about fasting and fasting
Wait
furiously.
till you get to the 40s.
Yeah, that's when it really took off. It really went off in its own direction.
Yeah.
Also, Mutiny Teddy, we do appreciate you. Okay, so it would have been better if it had been anyone other than Ford for the new, the new Blade Runner. So that's the thing I've been hearing is that it's been good, but also it's like not going to be like the mind-blowing odyssey that is the first Blade Runner.
I heard good things. One of my friends that I appreciate his opinion a lot
Yeah.
said it was one of those movies that he like almost considers it to be like a masterpiece almost.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, like
That's good, yeah.
he mentioned a couple other movies, like a couple of other really old good movies, and I was like, okay, I appreciate these examples that you've given because
Yeah.
like, I can kind of see where you're coming from. And then he's like, yeah, then now I think I could add Blade Runner to a list of movies that I haven't seen that have been this good in so many years.
Yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
okay, this is good to.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's considered to be like foundational for a lot of people. Like they would
original?
yeah, the original people would say like the original Blade Runner is like is required watching if you like film. And I've never like we did like a unit on film in college. I've never studied it in any formal capacity. But like, what movies do you think are like foundational to movie making today?
So Matt's taking a bunch of film classes.
Oh god, man.
He could probably answer this better than I can. Mine would just be opinion based. I think.
Rosebud.
By
Citizen King.
so like factually,
Citizen
without
Kane.
inserting your opinion, like what movies are objectively like groundbreaking for Western cinema?
For Western cinema?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if we can even talk like because like Bollywood exists. Like I don't know.
Well, yeah, there were a couple of other cinemas, like French cinema was pretty popular during the rise of the film eras with the French New Wave films and whatnot. But we also had like Russian filmmakers that did a bit there,
Yeah.
like Kid with a Red Balloon. I don't know. There's a lot of films like.
So like your friend comes into town. He's like, I've never seen a movie. I've only done books my whole life, and he's like, give me 5 movies that I need to watch.
For like the advent of film.
Yeah. Like I want to understand this entire medium. Give me.
Can Star Wars count as one?
All of Star Wars. Wait. So here's
Only the good ones.
You
though.
can't.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3.
You can't wait for him to die because it takes him so long to get through the movies.
It's like one sitting, dude.
Well, no. So you do Star Wars, then you follow it up with like Lord of the Rings director's cuts, including the Hobbit
Extended
movies.
editions.
Yeah. And then
That's 2 movies right there.
yeah. Mutiny Teddy's just like Total Recall, Total Recall, Total Recall, Total Recall, Total Recall.
The new one, of course.
Yeah. No. Yeah, so one of the weird, so I guess not even weird. One of the things that Aeneas said when we watched Blade Runner was like, I don't like Harrison Ford's acting. So just context here, I watched that movie with Aeneas and he hated it. He did not like it.
Okay.
He was like, it's boring. I'm not really into this at all. Which, like, kudos to Aeneas for watching, what is considered to be this masterpiece, and at the end of it going like, nah, I don't like it. Like, that is a man who is, like, committed to his opinion and his feelings about things, which is lovely. But yeah, no, the Ghost in the Shell remake is the 6th best movie of all time or whatever.
And then Death Note is number 7
Yeah,
for sure.
but
Clearly.
only the live action, and only the, like, director's cut that's gonna come out in a year.
Oh god,
Where
this movie's so
Have the
good.
Dragon Ball movie in there as
Yeah,
well.
the Street Fighter,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, Mortal Kombat. I know your moves, babe. That's still my favorite line in pretty much any movie. Yeah, I think I think that there's stuff that you notice. So I've watched Blade Runner a few times now. Just the first time I didn't get it at all. I thought I was kind of in the same boat, and then I watched some like nerd writer lessons from the screenplay stuff about it, and kind of got like why it's. I suffered from the same thing where I went into it expecting something very different. Like I was like fresh. I watched it fresh off of like Neuromancer and Snow Crash, which are these crazy
How young were you?
cyberpunk looks. This was like a few years ago.
Oh, okay, so wasn't too
No,
young.
no, yeah. Like I was like I have watched Battleship Potemkin and been like, I understand why this movie is significant. I am never going to watch this again.
Yeah.
I am like I have tastes that I can assert about things. Like I can go in and kind of break down why some movies do stuff. Like I probably am not as accomplished as someone who's actually looked at film in a meaningful capacity.
Like Matt.
Yeah, like Matt. I guess that's
Yeah, I don't know.
there's another topic like here is like for your film classes, like do you feel like you have gotten more out of movies that you're watching because of the way that you've been taught to like analyze movies, if you have been taught to analyze movies like that?
That certainly gives you like tools to like add things into movies that you wouldn't normally expect.
Yeah.
Like, kind of just doing like film analysis in general, you can kind of add in stuff from like the times. If you're trying to do like a historical piece or whatnot,
Mhm.
that would be kind of specific to that actual time there. Even just in kind of like reference or like you could say something like, oh, like the colors in this shot or something
Yeah.
that could only be achieved at that time or something like that. But I mean, yeah, I would say so in a general meaning of that.
Mhm.
But again, it's kind of subjective
Ye-
for that.
well,
as
yeah,
well, so.
but like all of like critical analysis or whatever comes down to some dude being like, oh, like I like the way that this is framed, like I like the meaning that is packed into this. Like no one does these like really deep critical analyses of like Sex in the City 2, like we're going through the desert.
Sure,
Although I think
could.
I think that would be a really funny like essay or like thing to do is like you take a really shitty movie and you try and find like merit or value in it, but like the fact is you have to work harder for those kinds of things, for those movies, whereas like in Blade Runner though, like if you look at someone like the part and like one of the motifs in Blade Runner is like eyes being like all knowing and being like this window to the soul or whatever, and replicant eyes kind of have this like glow to them in some scenes, and like it's something that you don't really notice your first walkthrough, but that's intentional. Someone did that on purpose, and now if you go back through it, you're like, oh yeah, like that's cool, that's meaningful. But like only if you've had it pointed out to you. Whereas like if you do Sex in the City 2, no one's like, well the the racist white girl who's like trying to convince this culture that they're incorrect is a brilliant metaphor for our like desire to get away from material. Like no one's sitting down writing
Sure.
novels about it, right?
I mean, you can always, like, if you're, like, a reviewer or somebody who's analyzing films, you can always kind of add in stuff that wasn't even intended to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
you could be
oh,
totally wrong. It's
Yeah,
like,
I know. it's kind of like down to that point where like, oh well, yeah, I suppose you have a really good argument there, you know,
Yeah.
if they do, and you're like, I suppose I could have been like biased or you know something like that, where I actually added that in unknowingly.
Yeah.
Like 20 years later, we knew about this new thing that came along with specifically in regards to like futuristic stuff that we didn't know about at that time. So you know that influenced our decision making and like our designs and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I think if you watch, like, we've been able to see, I think for the large part, film kind of grow up, and it's like the concepts in film are so approachable for so many people. Rather, like in books, you've got like books are hard, man. Like they've got like so many different layers of like potential analysis. Whereas like a movie, you get the same thing, but like you can visualize everything much easier because it's a visual medium. You're not sitting there going like, well, this paragraph is like 373 syllable wise, which is supposed to like mimic the age of the narrator in this scene, which is like a David Foster Wallace thing that I read once that he did like I'm thinking about like he's like expecting people with like microscopes to be staring into everything, and then you like watch a Wes Anderson film, and all of a sudden all that stuff is like very in your face. Like you see everything all of a sudden, like it's all there, and you can kind of tap into it, which is cool. Fuck you, Mutiny Teddy. We all know hardcover books. It's in the name. It's in it. I love Fifth Element. I think Fifth Element is like one of the best sci-fi movies
It's a really good movie.
of all time, and it stars Bruce Willis, who is, in my opinion, a deeply underrated actor. Who I think Die Hard just in general is one of the most underappreciated films.
You mean the original?
No, I mean number 4.
Number 4 and 5?
Specifically number 4. 5 I think got its due credit. It wasn't a very
I
good
didn't
movie.
I didn't watch 5.
You didn't watch 5?
No, I just
How do you call yourself a Die Hardian?
because I
Yeah,
watched
you
the
haven't.
first, second, and third one.
No.
Dude, the third one, Samuel L. Jackson. Whew.
That's it. You
Best
can't get any
one.
better,
Best
better
one.
than that. Yeah.
No, the first one's pretty good.
The first
And
one's cool, yeah.
The third one's amazing too with Samuel.
Hmm.
Do you remember the third one?
That's the one where he has to like measure out the like sand into
The water.
Yeah, the water.
That's the only scene you remember.
Yeah. Well, it was a really meaningful scene.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, oh, yeah, like, oh, that's cool, and then I forgot the rest of the movie entirely. I know there was gunfire in it, and at some point,
Explosions, gunfire,
the usual John McClane.
driving scenes.
Yeah.
And what have you.
At some point, I remember dozing off, waking up, and thinking I was watching 24.
You should watch it again. do yourself a favor and watch it again.
Okay.
And
I'll-
don't watch 4. Don't watch 4 or 5.
They are the best ones though. You got
Fuck
the
you,
the
dude.
hacker dude.
I know you're fucking.
No. Listen, the
You
theme
got
of
the Mac dude.
the theme of this. He's a great actor. He taught me that Macs are cool. What has Bruce Willis contributed to society?
He made Die Hard.
The worst one in the whole series.
Die Hard 1.
Yeah. Die Hard sounds a lot like Dylon, and I'm worried that any second now you're just gonna go off on this.
The 5 best movies of all time. Die Hard.
Die Hard Lawn. Die Hard Lawn 2.
Up to 5.
Yeah.
You know they're making a 6th one.
A 6th Die Hard?
Yeah.
They're gonna kill Bruce Willis. They're gonna milk him for all he's worth. He's gonna deflate. He's gonna be Raisin Willis.
They're already fucking milking him for all he's worth. Have you seen that new movie he's coming out in?
Boss Baby?
I don't think so. No, it's the movie where he's like a vigilante.
With Jackie Chan? The Foreigner?
No. It's the trailers are like he goes. I don't know what happened. They must have killed his family or something. He puts a hood on, gets a gun, and starts killing criminals, and that's it. That's the movie.
The Punisher.
Basically, but way worse.
No. Oh, that makes me sad.
Yeah, it started out like the intro to the trailer was like, oh, this has some potential, and then like, it was like, okay, this has some potential, and then it turned into like almost like an action comedy trailer. I'm like,
every
I don't
one.
even.
Every
That's
one.
what it's called. It's called Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Yeah. It is.
Wow, I'm not even trying anymore. Every single one of his
Red
of
was
his
good.
of his lines. Rent.
Red. Retired, Extremely
Oh,
Dangerous.
I have not seen that.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
John Malkovich and Bruce Willis.
Oh, cool.
Good movie.
A good cast.
Yeah.
Good idea. I think the name. I don't like movies that have misleading names. Like Kill Bill Volume 1 should have just been called like Hattori Hanzo's Rising. And
Why?
and Kill Bill Volume 2 should have just been Kill Bill. Cuz Kill Bill does not get killed in Volume 1 of Kill Bill.
But
Not to be literal.
No, like
it's the volume.
Star
the first
Wars
volume.
Star Wars is about Star Wars. Kill Bill, I guess, is sort of about killing Bill, but in the first
It's
part,
the road
it's
to Killing Bill, dude.
then they should have called it The Road to Kill Bill. Fucking El Dorado pulled that shit off, and that's a Disney classic. You telling me Kill Bill couldn't have pulled the same shit and been just as good?
Why are you just? What's up with just the names, dude? The movie was great. Why are you shitting on the
I
name?
agree. The movie was phenomenal. I'm just saying that Inglourious Bastards, that is a thing. Hateful Eight, brilliantly named. Pulp Fiction, fantastically named movie. Kill Bill, I think he really dropped the
What
ball.
about Reservoir Dogs?
Reservoir Dogs
No.
should have been called Bank Robbie McRob.
Bank robbing gone bad.
Yeah. We failed at
Cheese.
robbing. We failed at bank robbing in backwards. But like,
Please save this podcast.
What am I supposed to do?
Save it, dude. Save it.
well, you're supposed to be. You're a film. You're like you study film. Like
Yes,
this is
I
supposed
do.
to. This is supposed to be your bread and butter.
He doesn't watch that many
I
films,
don't
though.
watch that many films though.
You're
Most of my
supposed-
films are like the traditional films.
You're
He
not
watches anime.
necessarily- I
If we
do,
talked
I
about
watch
anime,
a little bit of
he'll
Okay.
that.
So I think that for the most part, all of modern anime can be defined by the release of one anime, and that's Full Metal Panic, and that every and I can't. I think I was trying to go shittier than that. I'm trying to think of a really garbage anime. I can't do it because
Full Metal Panic's not that bad.
no Full
Yeah,
Metal
it's
Panic's
not
great.
bad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad stuff there, man.
I just watched. I went on like a bender for giant robot anime, and I watched like Gigantia, which was so. It starts off and it's like robots. You like robot, and it turns into this bit about growing up in this like foreign society, and it was the most confusing anime, tonally I've ever experienced. It doesn't even
Yeah, pretty much.
studying films doesn't even Sorry.
Ruining your podcast.
I know. I just spread so much bullshit a little while ago. I'm dealing with the consequences of that. But like, what kind of movies do you typically have you seen or have you looked at in depth? Is it things like Battleship Potemkin and like?
It's sort of, yeah. That was the stuff that I did for the film classes and what I wrote papers on. But it's mostly just films you'd.
Yeah, it's like the film class is like
Right.
you have to like frown at another person for 3 hours and then write a
kind of.
like if you're enjoying the movie, like
It's not a
the
movie.
teacher walks over and like writes an F
Yeah,
on
right.
whatever it is you're doing. You're taking notes on.
I've analyzed films that I've actually liked before, but I don't know. Normally they're not the type that I like. I'm just like, okay, here's the film movement and like this time period that did that. I don't know.
That's super depressing though.
It is kind of. I wish that they wouldn't do that
Well-
because they consider like contemporary film to be kind of like
The worst.
the distillation of all those things, and you have to learn about the history behind them to know exactly how they came to be. And it's just like, or I could analyze these things and then analyze it all the way back. That's kind of a bit harder to do.
I think if you go all the way back though, you just get like these silent, like
Yeah, the
4-second
silent
clips
films.
of like a girl like lifting her skirt, and that's like what the first film was is like
Pornography.
porn and like shitty visual gags,
Yeah.
and like when there's no art there.
Mm.
And like I guess I don't know. I have conflicting feelings about this because I think like I can't watch old movies. I think that the pacing is like just not for me.
So how old are we talking about?
Like I tried watching. So Edgar Wright is a director that I really like, who I really respect, and he put out his list of like 1,000 essential movies that you need to watch. And I
Was it 1,000 or was it like 50?
It was 1,000,
Oh, okay.
like 1,000 movies. and like one of them was like the Cabinet of Dr. Moreau, and I watched the Cabinet of Dr. Moreau, which is this like supposed to be this like beautiful Battlefield Earth. No. the best one. That's why Monster Truck Noir actually subscribes to Penthouse, is because he wants to read about Battlefield Earth and Battlefield Earth pornography. But I was reflecting on the Cabinet of Dr. Moreau, and it's boring. It's slow, and like it's supposed to be one of the great thrillers of all time. It's supposed to be one of the best horror movies. And I was sitting there and I was watching. I'm like I get it. Like it was unique and original at the time, but now it's old. It's boring.
Was it the first movie on the list that you watched?
Yeah. Yeah.
Only first
and
only.
I got there and I hit it and I just I broke. Yeah. IMO, any movie that isn't a remake, remaster, or one of 47 cuts is doing it right at this moment. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, there's been a real lack of originality. I think that it's really easy to say, like, oh yeah, things haven't been super fancy, but it's also harder to be original now.
It is.
Like Gone Girl, which is a reinterpretation of a book, which I watched today, was like awesome. Like that was a great movie and it was a unique story. But I can't imagine how many, like, it's so much easier to do. What's the movie where Amy Poehler and her friends go out for like a women's night out and they accidentally kill a male stripper? Is like Rough Night or something. Like Rough Night probably did super well and is like they took Amy Poehler to like vomit and then the script was born. Which is tough. Oh yeah, it was awesome. And also a remake. But yeah. No, so Island of Dr. Oh no, I'm thinking, so the movie I watched was Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Island of Dr. Moreau is a totally different thing. I apologize. That's how much I dislike the movie, is I can't remember its name properly. But yeah. So yeah, I hit this list, and I hit that movie, and it was like one of the first ones on there, and I stopped, and I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I'm gonna get through all 1,000 of these. I immediately shut down.
Yeah, I don't know. You end up with that list. It's kind of like, of course, it has Citizen Kane, it has Vertigo. You know, all those. Battleship Potemkin is probably on there somewhere as well. But yeah, those things are very, very kind of dry. But then you also have stuff like like Heat and what else would you say is on there?
I think Mad Max is on his list. Fury Road.
The
new Mad Max.
The better one.
Dude,
yeah.
Fucking Mad Max
was
so
great,
good.
yeah. No,
like, sure, you could talk about remakes and stuff all you want, but like some of them are really good.
Yeah, I think like in general, like movies just look better now. Like I think if you took like the worst movie and you put it up against like a battle, like whatever classic movie, and you were like, compare these two things, which one do you like more? You know, the like dude on the road is sitting with like his thumb in his ass is gonna be like fuck Citizen Kane, give me Sex in the City 2, Adventures in the Desert, or whatever it is. I think that's true pretty much like anyone. It just, but like you get stuff like Arrival. Like Arrival is great, right? And Arrival had a great use of color. You put Arrival up next to Sex in the City, this dude's gonna be like fucking give me Arrival. But it's just old movies suck. Like it's just like classic rock. Like it's just like way past its prime, and the people that like it
I don't know. Old. I mean, Matt and I were talking about like Doctor Strangelove earlier, and that movie's pretty old.
Yeah,
but, dude, that movie's fucking good.
Yeah, the movie's hilarious.
It's so good. You put that up against any like modern movie, and it would probably kick its ass.
Old Boy was pretty good as well.
Old Boy for a long
old Boy.
Yeah, no, the
new Old Boy.
The remake of Old Boy. Describe the Old Boy original in 5 words. Oh, Matt.
It really wasn't.
Okay.
Hammer.
Yeah, dude hammers family member hypnotized.
If I had to just describe Old Boy in 5 words, dude, hammer, hallway, 100 dudes. That's it.
I like Old Boy, but I really only like the one scene in Old Boy. All right, Matt. So that's Matt hour. Now that Phil's gone. All right. So Matt, tell me what's it like to be Matt.
It's good.
How's How successful do you think you are at being Matt, and do you think you're more successful at being Matt than I am?
I don't know if I've ever actually judged myself on the merits of being.
You've
Matt
never
before.
judged yourself at being, ladies and
Not
gentlemen.
on my name, no.
Ladies, we've got a martyr here, someone who thinks they're above comparing themselves to others who have the same name.
Yeah.
So when you added all of the other Matts on Facebook and messaged them to go fuck themselves for stealing your name, like when did that happen for you, and what was it like?
I don't have a Facebook.
Liar.
Did you delete it after you had sent everyone those?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. Well, sorry, Phil's back.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
He has a Facebook.
This intense line of questioning has
I
to
have
stop.
Facebook for one reason, and that reason is so that
Stop
I don't
girls.
get a fake page that my friends will make that's covered in dicks, which you have actually done before. and
No,
then
I
deleted.
haven't.
Lies.
You've dicked
Absolute
someone's
lies.
page.
No, he created a Facebook page for me before I actually had one, and filled it with gay porn and dicks.
He's lying.
I don't think so. So that's why I have one now. But I don't ever log on.
Okay. I don't even know how to.
Everything.
I don't even know how to respond to that. That's such a weird. Phil, what the fuck?
What?
Why would you make this man a Facebook and fill it with dicks?
You don't know him. That's why.
High school.
You
He bullied me.
These are heavy accusations that are coming out now. I like that you I have this image of Phil walks by and he doodles a dick on your notebook, and he stops and he
No, I didn't.
yeah, just slide it
Like this?
Just move it.
move it actually physically closer to you. But Phil has this image, he draws a dick on a notebook and he steps back and he puts his hands on his head and he's like, oh my god,
What have I done?
this but digital. And then he makes you a Facebook and fills it with cocks, and that's it.
So-
What's your reason for doing that?
What?
It was kind of
I
at the
didn't
same
make-
thing as turtling backpacks
I
at that
didn't
stage.
make a fucking Facebook for you.
No, it was Mark and
Probably.
yeah, it was Mark pretty much.
We
Mark,
used to-
Mark, if you're Mark, you got 10 minutes to get here
put
and
his
defend
last name
yourself.
on the-
Mark, listen.
Put his last name on the podcast. No. So I would.
I like Blight Me. Blight Me understands.
We used to meet spin people's homepages.
Oh,
That
okay.
was good.
I thought you physically were getting fucked and
No.
spinning your dick around,
So
on someone, you recorded yourself doing
Yeah.
that and then left it
with
for them.
someone else.
Yeah.
This is me.
Pranked you, bro. Gotcha.
So we would have LAN parties at our school,
Okay.
every month or so.
Cool.
And when someone would go to the bathroom, we would instantly go to their computer, meet spin their homepage, and then I would shack people's icons in desktop.
That was the best.
So I would change every icon to a picture of Shaq's face, and then the background image to Shaq, and it would just be you would minimize your screen, and then it would just be Shaq, and then you would open a new web page, and it would go to Meet Spin.
You're I need to get rid of these shacks, and then someone just changes all their icons to screenshots of meat spin. You're really just giving them the tools to artistically express themselves. So yeah, original Judge Dredd.
The original
good.
movie with Sylvester Stallone,
I haven't seen it.
garbage compared to the new one.
I have seen the new one. The new one was cool.
So good.
Yeah,
No.
it was just action.
Don't get me wrong. I liked the original Judge Dredd movie,
Okay.
but then I watched the new one with Carl Urban, and I was just like, the original's trash. I never want to watch the original again.
So
The
your
original is pretty good.
The original it's dated, it's cartoony. I didn't.
It was
The new
okay.
one was it's science, more sci-fi. It was a little bit more realistic.
A 6 or 7 or something. I don't know. You
The new
rated it?
one?
No, the older one.
Probably 6 or 7 maybe
Yeah.
6 or 7
out of
Something
100.
like that, yeah.
in this in this. Oh wow, God,
That's
Jesus,
like a
a lot of spite floating around for Judge Dredd, the OG.
That was okay. I liked it as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, but now that you're an adult and you hate everything that you liked as a youth,
I like a lot of stuff.
what's your opinion on Chronicles of Narnia?
The newer one?
I like the
part of
Books.
the
Is there
movie.
is there an older is there an
there was,
older
like-
Chronicles of Narnia?
I thought there was like a really old one that was like
Yeah,
done in,
there
like the
is.
same like animation style
No,
as like the
there were-
older.
there
As
was-
like the old hobbits, like
Yeah, like one of those.
No, there was actually like live action UK version.
They looked like what is it, like the Never-Ending Story like type of
They were
characters,
kind of
right?
bad.
all right,
They're
hang
pretty
on.
bad.
Other Matt, I'm gonna fuck your mic.
Okay.
Wait, how can? Am I getting picked up from yours? Maybe I'm getting picked up from your mic.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'll just talk into this one. Yeah, BBC did it, right? So
Yeah, it was
honestly,
pretty old.
I've only ever watched the first Narnia movie because
The older one?
I read the Narnia books, and then I watched The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when it came out, and I was like, this is shit compared to the books. So I never watched any of the other movies.
These are the newer.
Yeah, the
Okay,
new movies.
The newer ones. I don't know. I like them compared to the books.
The new
I thought-
movies?
Yeah, I like them. I'm sorry, I watched all of them. So, oh
I
well.
didn't.
Ask them how you sound.
How do I sound now? I can just move it like this. How about this? Where it's covering my complete other, my face completely.
Over my face.
Oh, now it's falling.
Yeah, you locked that bad boy in. Yep, that's correct.
No one wants to see your face anyway, dude.
Okay, that's good.
You're beautiful. Don't let them lie to you.
All right, you want to try the Rumkin now?
Okay.
It's the rum barrel-aged pumpkin beer.
Alright, Phil, judge whether this actually tastes like pumpkin or not.
Tell me. This is the 2015 Rumkin.
2015.
Yeah.
It's 2 years ago.
There's definitely like pumpkin spices in there, dude.
Yeah, you can taste the pumpkin spice as well.
Even Phil is plagued by pumpkin spice fever.
When it has 18%
Even-
alcohol.
Legit, I tried pumpkin spice, like a pumpkin spice latte from
Yeah.
7-Eleven the other day.
And it was
It's the hot-
breathtaking.
No, it was.
You were
like,
blown
one of the worst
away.
Things ever. If you've ever had like Soylent, and then just like made a powdered Soylent
Oh.
that was like
I don't-
pumpkin pie flavored. That's what it tastes like. They're awful. They're
So
terrible.
horrifying. Every word in that description added to the terror.
Yeah.
Because-
it's warm Soylent that's flavored like pumpkin pie. That's it. That's what it is.
That sounds pretty gross.
That's what it is.
That sounds pretty good if you ask me. I've often sat down and had a Soylent and been like, I wish that this was warmer and more pumpkin spice flavored. My first Soylent experience was actually Phil went with us to SeaWorld,
Yeah.
Huh.
and we were all sitting down and eating, and Phil pulled out his Soylent, and we offered him food, and he was like, no, I'm good, and then drank his Soylent, and when he was done with his Soylent, we were still eating. And I remember being like, I'll offer one more time. I don't want to be terrible about this, but I could see the like broken look.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
The food you guys were eating smelled
It's
so, good.
Like it's SeaWorld food too, so you know that if you broke for it, you would regret it. Like you would, like the next hour over, you'd be like it wasn't even tasty. Like what the
They
fuck did I
overcharge
do?
for you so much
Yeah.
Definitely
over there.
overcharged.
We have so I have not
For
seen
years,
Soylent
so.
Green, but
Yeah.
I have definitely heard the Soylent Green joke enough, having done Soylent for a little while, that it's permanently a part of my being.
You tried it when I gave it to you at SeaWorld, I think.
I did, yeah, and I remember being like, oh yeah, like that's okay.
Yeah, it was.
I pictured
It's
it being
okay.
like grassier, if that, like I wanted it to be like I was a cow, like eat like grazing on grass, and then after I finished grazing, I was going to be milked or sent to a slaughterhouse. I was waiting for that experience, and none of those things happened. So it was, I have to say, it's a little disappointing that I wasn't abused for my meat in leche.
It was. Yeah. That was, I think, the original 1.0 powder, or the 1.1
Yeah.
powder.
Yeah.
It was like the very first time you get to ever try Soylent, like, right on the market.
They were like, "This is it. This
It
is
was-
premium.
It
this
was
is
kind of
the
hard to
premium
finish.
shit." Yeah.
Yeah.
You
try
had
the
to,
chocolate
like,
one, but
mix
I tried
the
the other
oils into it and stuff
Oh.
like that, and it was just not good. The new ones are fantastic, though. They're great. I love them.
Yeah, no, you
If I could afford it, I'd still get
you
it.
turned me into a believer of the Soylents, especially the
The nectar.
yeah, the nectar one
Nectar
is
one's
like
pretty good.
is legitimately tasty, and does not taste at all like I'm drinking people, which is the best part, because that was a real issue, was that it was like Cheerios mixed with humans.
I mean, do you know what humans taste like?
Well, yeah,
Do you have that
see
experience?
previous comment about eating 3-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, I It's not fully.
I'm
grown
scaffolding
yet,
this. I've been scaffolding this
so
joke.
isn't that the same thing? Like, you know.
I've been cultivating this mystique of pedophilia for like almost the full
Pedophilia and
year.
cannibalism.
Yeah, for like the full year that we've been doing this podcast. Yeah, I agree. Steak is a better food source. It just is more satisfying.
I'm honestly probably the biggest carnivore I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Meat,
generally sticks
Just-
to just meat.
steaks, burgers, you name it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to go on a Soylent diet when you know steaks are a thing.
Yeah, it's some people might say it's impossible.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Might be also why you're
Yeah.
pretty fat.
Well,
but-
blight me. Let me
No,
tell you.
that's pizza and beer.
Yeah, that's
All-
actually
all
that's
this-
just beer.
Honestly,
How much pizza
beer.
do you actually have, though?
Dude.
One personal a day at least.
Really? Is that what you get for like lunch and shit?
Yeah. I don't. Well, so here's the thing.
Phil drinks
I'm
while
kinda
delivering
poor.
pizzas. Yeah.
So I eat at work all the chances I get.
Yeah.
I just eat at work, and it's cheap. I'll get a 50% discount half the time.
Wait a minute.
The other half I don't pay.
Oh, okay. I was like,
It'll be like canceled orders or something like that, so I'll eat leftovers. So I'll eat that, and then I'll go and have beers, and then the beer really just tacks on the weight. It's just
what is the Criterion Collection, Mutiny Teddy? I'm interested because I'm trying to watch more film. It's like why I watched Gone Girl today.
just tell me what to watch. I'll recommend stuff to you.
Well, so I've got to watch. Oh, you're not the Criterion Collection. I see straight through you. I'm gonna watch In Bruges probably later tonight, which I've heard is really good.
Is that an invite?
I was gonna watch it naked. Is that an
So this
invite?
is definitely an invite.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have a problem with that.
Well, yeah. It's either that or I'm gonna watch. I'm thinking about watching that or Arrival, which I haven't seen yet.
I've not seen Arrival yet.
Yeah,
either.
and I've heard it's good. So, stay tuned, everyone, for the official watching of Arrival. Also, with that, it's been about an hour, so we're gonna transition over into the post show. Hang on, I've got a camera prepped just for this. We're stuttering really hard right now. That's fine. That's just part of it. It's not you. It's us. We promise we're failures. Don't worry. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh God. I'm so sorry. All right. Let's film that again. We're gonna cut that out so no one knows.
Round 2.
Round 2, fight. Hi, this has been the Skillful Podcast. I've been your host, Matthew. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you've actually missed out on the after show. Please come by some time and check us out on there. It'll be a great time. It's Saturday from 8 to 10. We promise not to use the webcam microphones. I'm so sorry. It probably picked up the fan. Your ears are probably broken. I deeply apologize. But every Saturday from 8 to 10, this podcast. We have an after show. It's going to start right now. So 3, 2, 1. Perfect.